Hello everyone. In the next episode of the Autism and Doctor Who series, I'm joined with Angie, and today we're going to be speaking about Doctor Who, a bit about Donna Noble, a little bit about autism, and yeah. So Angie, thanks for joining me today.
Hi, everybody. Hi, thanks for having me. Um, I'm Angie. I'm a cosplayer. I'm a Whovian. I have a lot of other fandoms if you don't know from my TikTok. My cosplay, what I'm known for is Dork for Life Productions. A big long name, but I've used it for years. I have Instagram, everything, basically every social media I'm on is that Dork for Life Productions, and been a Whovian for the last 10-15 years. I've lost track. So yeah,
Yeah.
Donna's one of my big ones I cosplay, and I cosplay the TARDIS too, but mainly Donna from Doctor Who. So
Yeah, yeah. And is that because you have similar hair?
yeah. Yeah, I do have other cosplays that I actually do wigs, but Donna and then Rowena from Supernatural, I use my own hair, so sometimes it's easier to do that. But yeah, I don't cosplay them just because I have red hair. I do
Oh,
enjoy both of them characters, but I have wigs for other characters. But sometimes it's just easier to use my hair.
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
Donna is a very good character, isn't she? Like she's really funny.
yeah. Yeah, she's a very good character. She's very funny. I like the fact that she stands up for herself. Honestly, she doesn't take anybody's crap. I wish I was a little bit more like that because I don't know how to explain it. Very not apprehensive, but very I hold stuff back. I wish I was more like Donna, to be honest, with her mouth and everything. So
Yeah, it'd be a good way to be, wouldn't it?
she's very mouthy and very opinionated and will let you know how she's feeling. I
Yeah,
wish I was a little bit more like Donna, so that way. So
yeah, yeah. Like, like in Doctor Who, do you because her and the Doctor's relationship was really good because they were just friends. Like, weren't they? They were really good friends.
yeah, I think that relationship was excellent. He actually just needed somebody to be his friend after Rose and even Martha. I think that makes a difference in a lot of people. They just want to have a friend. He really hadn't had a friend, just a friend to travel around with, and that developed into him calling his best friend. The doctor, that was his best friend. And I'm sure Donna's best friend too. I think it was a very good balance of their personalities too. And the doctor needed someone to tell him, hey, now you need to stop this. You need to take a step back. I don't think the doctor realized how far he could go. And Donna was that person to tell him, stop, look what you're doing. So
Yeah, yeah, and there was some really good episodes with Donna in it as well. Like, she had I think series 4 of Doctor Who was one of the best series,
yeah.
in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I think they're the Fires of Pompeii is one of my all-time favorite episodes in all of Doctor Who, to be honest.
Yeah,
I just adore her because you see how strong she is of a character. She's the one to, like I said, mentioned earlier, to get it get into the doctor's head to the point of making him stop and look and go back and save people, because his thing is, he's like, history is set, I can't, it was a set point in time, I can't go back and save people. But Donna's like, just save someone, please, just save someone. I think that's what mattered the most, that the doctor actually tried to save someone. I don't think Donna expected him to save all of Pompeii, but at least he wanted to have the doctor have some humanity and try to save people. So
yeah.
yeah,
It was great that Donna could actually convince the Doctor to do something, um,
yeah,
because David Tennant's Doctor was quite selfish, wasn't he? At times,
yeah.
really.
I think all the doctors have a
Yeah,
little bit of that selfish
I
nature
bet. Yeah,
about them. They're very in their own bubble. They, unless they have someone that pulls them aside and, hey, look at the world around you. Um, you need to step out and look at the world around you. And a lot of there's a few other companions that come to mind that have been able to get into the Doctor's bubble. As far as Donna, I think she was one of the first ones to really make him take a moment and get out of his grief, because he was still grieving about Rose,
Yeah.
even past Martha. Martha couldn't even break through to him to that point. It
Mm.
was Donna that was able to get through to him and say, "Hey, look, there's a bigger world out there than yourself, bigger time and space than yourself. You're more there. You need to look outside yourself instead of being just me, my what's going on with me. Look at the people around you. They are people. So
Yeah.
just not people in history. The Doctor does realize people are people in history, that they're real people, but I think he's able to separate himself, and he needs somebody to put a dose of reality and see them as real people, not just figures, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
He was it was like, especially towards the end, like I feel like he didn't accept it, like he needed to go, and he didn't want to go, did he, the 10th Doctor? Um and like with other incarnations like Chris Eccleston, he knew he had to go. He was ready to go, and I think that was the same with Matt Smith too. Um and like I feel like maybe he's brought back for that pure reason. Um like that he needs to realize he has to go. It's his time to go. He has to maybe realize that.
Yeah, I think it's really hard for all the Doctors to actually, but David's probably the most heart-wrenching of them all, of the regenerations, because he could see the pain in his eyes, because he's been a Whovian since he's been a kid. That's like he's still a big Whovian even after he played the Doctor, but you could tell that it was painful for him to leave because he loved that character. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
yeah.
almost like the actual actor is saying goodbye to the role as well as the character.
Yeah, I think he I think he wanted to move on as an actor, as a profession, to explore other types of avenues with his acting talent. But I think it was really painful for him to leave, because he will always, like Matt Smith said, I will always remember the time that I was the Doctor. So yeah.
Yeah, and like lots. I think they were. Well, David Tennant was one of the greatest doctors and had a really good companions as well. Like I don't think many have had, like in New Who especially, have had as many companions as he did. So
Yeah,
he was quite lucky with that.
yeah. I just think it's funny. Jodie was the one that had out the gate had 3 companions. She's like, I'm gonna. Kitten was like, I'm gonna beat everybody. I'm gonna have Jodie have 3 companions right out the gate. So, yeah.
Yeah, I do prefer one or two is kind of fine, because with that with Triple doing that, it kind of like you don't really know some of them as well. Like Graham, I love Graham. Like in with Jodie, he's probably one of my favorite companions.
Mhm.
Um, he was really well, and like Ryan had a good. It's a shame with Ryan, because I felt like he didn't get enough, and he had that dyspraxia storyline which could have gone further. They could have done more with that. Um,
Yeah,
and
I don't think they had time, like with the 3 companions. They didn't have time to give them as much of letting us get to know them as personalities and their backstories, as much as like the other companions in the past. That when there's 3, there's going to be divided attention in the plot. That you can't, like, that's going to be too much information to plot. Too much information to give your audience to focus on 3 different companions' backstories and personalities over a course of a few series. So
yeah, uh, uh, that's completely it. It's that, because I would prefer if they just focus on one or two, so you actually get to know the companion maybe a bit
yeah,
more.
yeah,
Um, like with Journeys, then that's different, because and so enough, because they actually bring in the whole companions, enough all the companions that David Tennant had throughout
hmm
the 3 series he was there for. I thought that was really good. That was really nicely done.
yeah. I would have loved to see more of Jack be more of a long-term companion beyond a few episodes here and there. I love John Barrowman. He is such a good actor and such a good guy. he's super nice. I met him a few times, but I wish, yeah, Jack would have had a longer run. He keeps on popping up every so often, but I would love to see him being more of a long-term companion. So
Yeah, yeah, I do.
yeah.
Like with Christopher Eccleston, he was in quite a lot of his episodes. Um,
Mhm.
like from the mummy episodes that he was in, and then he kind of went on from there, really. And then he was in the odd few with David, and then he skips the Jodie for that one, and then well, two actually, but not for long.
Yeah. I'd love to see him in future episodes how he's going to react with the newest incarnation of the Doctor. To be honest, I'd love to see their energy, how they're going to
Yeah,
match. Yeah,
yeah. From the energy I know from the actor from Sex Education, he is very relatable to John Barrowman. I think they would get on really well because the energy
yeah,
they have, and like Shooty is gay, so in Sex Education he's gay and everything, and so it would be really nice to have that
yeah,
combination.
yeah,
Yeah. Um. So like with doing like with Donna, like because she lost her memory. That was I felt that was one of the saddest companion losses for the Doctor. Probably.
I feel like they wanted to have like a quote unquote permanent solution why Donna couldn't return, or why Donna, because Donna would not leave the Doctor for anything because she wanted to travel with them forever. I think they just figured that was the solution they came up with, and I wish they had did something else, because all that development, once they wiped her memory, her personality, everything, I felt like it was thrown out the window when they wiped her memory.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I am glad that they're returning though with her. It's very nice to see what they do.
yeah, I hope that they like I hope they figure out a clever way where she will get her memory back and not have her head burn up as a result, her mind burn. I'm sure there's a way they're gonna get around write that in where she's able to get her memory and have her time back with the Doctor.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, if I had my memory wiped like that and had it like I had been traveling with the Doctor, and then I realized if I got my memory back, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, I have a feeling Donna's gonna be mad if she gets her memory back.
Yeah. 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 Because like Wilfred would be like, "Oh, Donna, you're back. Your memories are back." Yeah. Um,
Right. Well, I was like, Donna probably with Wolf. What Donna to Wolf? What, you knew all this time about this and you hid this from me, Granddad?
yeah. But the thing is, when we saw like in the end of time and stuff that she was getting those memories back, and she just passed out. So
Yeah,
it's not. I tell. She doesn't really. It didn't kill her. So
yeah. It just, yeah. She said she felt like her head was on fire. Yeah, and then she passed out.
mm,
So, and yeah, even the Doctor said he left her with a false safe where if that started to happen, I think that, yeah, I think from what I haven't watched the episode in forever. I'm in the middle of the series we watch right now, and I'm in the middle of Martha's episodes right now. So, as far
yeah,
as my reading goes,
yeah. I feel like I'm in that vibe of wanting to watch series 4 again, or like with Donna and everything, just to get that memory back of them together and that, and um, it's yeah, I might do that as well. Like it's hard though. You got to watch all the way through again.
yeah, yeah, I'm right now rewatching it. Like I'm in the middle of rewatching a couple other shows right now, so I have that. Like I haven't watched in a couple weeks because I've been re-binging Stranger Things for the new season coming out next weekend, so I've been focused on re-binging that at the moment. But yeah, I definitely am gonna go return to it once I finish my Stranger Things re-bin and rewatch, not rewatch,
Yeah,
but watch the new season of it. So
yeah.
yeah.
I saw about Stranger Things that like the runtime on the episodes are quite long.
Yeah. Uh, the new season, I think there's volume 1 and then volume 2 supposed to come in July. But yeah, they basically with volume 1, a bunch of the episodes are like movie length. Like the episode 8 or 9, the last episode of volume 1 is gonna be 2.5 hours.
It's
So yeah, I guess they were trying to. I hope it's good. Like the Duffer Brothers, or with the past few seasons, have done an excellent job. I just hope they, yeah. So I'm looking forward to the new season. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because it goes on at the same time as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I don't have. Sadly, I don't have Disney Plus at the moment. Like I have right now, I have Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon, and I gotta watch how much I spend because Comic-Con next weekend. So yeah,
mm,
I'm gonna So
yeah.
yeah, I'm really
uh,
gonna get Disney Plus when I have one of the other streaming services on pause, and then binge catch up with a bunch of shows I've not even watched the second season of Mandalorian. So I've already gotten spoiled to it on
yeah,
TikTok talking
yeah,
about
like,
the
I got bored with Mandalorian. I might bring my autism into it, actually, because I watched the first season of Mandalorian and I got bored because he was just walking around and he wasn't doing much. And like people hyped the Mandalorian up, and I get advice to watch it and stuff. And I watched the first episodes of series 2 and not much happened either. And I was thinking, no action. I like action.
yeah. Yeah, I'm so behind on all those Disney Plus shows, to be honest. It's like I need to just get Disney Plus and binge them all so I can catch up because I keep on getting spoiled to everything. So with WandaVision, I knew enough when I went to see Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I knew enough to not be like majorly spoiled with that. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I liked when I was younger, when watching Doctor Who, you wouldn't be as spoiled as you do now.
yeah.
um, like,
Yeah, it's like that's the thing. I love TikTok and the internet, but that's the thing. People will post spoilers right after the episode. I'm like, please at least give it a week before you start. People just want to talk about it, and I get it, but yeah. And for some people, really nice, and they put a spoiler warning at the beginning of videos so people can skip it if they haven't watched it. But yeah, I miss the time of not being worried about being spoiled about stuff.
yeah,
So.
yeah. Like, because maybe because they put the next time trailer on every episode, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe should they take that off so you have no clue what's going to happen next week, and there will be no like confrontations and people moaning about, oh, this is going to be rubbish. It's going to be rubbish. And look at the next time trailer.
Yeah, the thing with it, I was worried about being spoiled about the Easter special for Doctor Who, so I watched that day because I knew people were going to be talking about the Easter special. So I just went ahead and watched it that day because I get it a part of another streaming package we have through our internet. So I was able to catch up with that, but I was so scared of being spoiled to that. I'm like, eh. So
Yeah, and what did you think of the episode, the Easter one?
I liked it overall. And this, yeah. And yeah, it was boring in parts, to be honest, but I liked it overall, to be honest. So
Yeah, it was an okay episode.
yeah,
Yeah,
I paused it in places to go do something really quickly, and then came back. Yeah,
yeah.
so
All goes quite fast nowadays, doesn't it? Like the story and everything.
I'm trying to think what that episode for the New Year's Eve special. I can't remember that one. That one was I was able to watch it for the most part, but then I had to pause it too because it was like an hour and a half. So yeah.
Was that how long it was?
I think it was like an hour and a half or 2 hours. It felt like an hour and a half,
Oh,
2 hours. Notice that was
oh,
the special. It's going to be a little bit longer. So,
oh. Yeah,
yeah.
I did get bored of that episode. So some people said to me that they really like it and stuff, but I just got dizzy. They going around in circles.
Yeah. So, yeah.
um, but yeah, like I do look forward to the last episode. Like of Jodie's era. I won't be awfully upset, but I do like Jodie's Doctor. I do like her as a Doctor.
Yeah, I like her as a doctor too. I just think, like, I agree with a lot of other people's opinions. She just wasn't given the best material at times. She did have really good episodes that stood out for her doctor, like the Rosa Parks episode. is hands down one of my favorites from any of the Doctors. I think that was one of the best of the whole series for
Mm.
Jodie Whittaker. But I just think it's the writing. She wasn't given the opportunity to flourish with the character, and yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, like it's just it. Like we shouldn't like with Doctor Who. You shouldn't be like possibly not looking forward to an episode, not expecting it's not going to be a great episode before you even watched it. Like
yeah,
like in 2005 era, like with David Tennant and Matt Smith. You're looking really excited. You couldn't wait to watch it, and not so much now.
yeah. I hope with Russell T Davies that excitement will be brought back to the character and Doctor Who. I still will watch Doctor Who no matter what. But
Yeah,
yeah, get
me too.
excited about the episodes. Yeah, I still get excited about the episodes. It's just I think just there are, like I said, Jodie had some standout episodes. It's just overall material she was given was not the best, and I don't get the fact that people hate on her doctor so much. I don't get that. Like
Mm.
the amount of hate I see on poor cosplayers that cosplay the 13th Doctor is like really is annoying to me. Like, yeah, you don't like the character, just scroll on past. So they're obviously they love that character and they enough to cosplay it. Let them vibe. So
Yeah, it's not nice when people do this. Like they hate like on people's different stuff. It's the 13th Doctor. Like even I did what a video on the 13th Doctor, and a person commented, put on a blonde wig. Which I didn't have the time. That actually helped me because I did actually do some master videos because he went blonde for a while in the end of the time. But
yeah,
yeah, I think TikTok, all the social medias is probably the most hateful one. People get hate on.
yeah, sadly, then I've noticed that yeah. Luckily there are very supportive people within the cosplay community, but it's always the people that don't cosplay that are the most critical of
Mm.
people's cosplays or the character they're cosplaying. Like, I hate this character. Why are you cosplaying? I'm like, well, you're not paying for the costume. Why are you being critical of why I'm cosplaying this character? If you don't like it, go ahead and scroll past. It's not hurting you if I cosplay this character. Because I cosplay a couple different characters from different fandoms are like probably two of the most hated characters in the two different fandoms. I cosplay Mary Winchester from Supernatural, and people do not like her as a character. And then Xander Harris from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. People absolutely hate that character, and I get both of those characters. I get why people don't like them, but I fortunately have never got hate on either one of those, but still on either one of those cosplays. But I get why people don't like them. I just don't get why people need to leave hate on people's that videos about them cosplaying it. So, to be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah. Like at the start, you'd get things like you don't look like them and stuff like that. You're not wearing
yeah,
the correct thing. Even like the Ninth Doctor once, like it's really weird because I wore a leather jacket and everything, and I get a comment saying the Ninth Doctor doesn't look like that or wear that, and I think what else does he wear then?
that's the thing people don't realize. Not everybody has money to buy canon accurate costumes. That's what cosplay is supposed to be fun. Cosplay is supposed to be an expression of a character you love or a fandom you love. And the people that hate on Doctor Who cosplayers or Doctor cosplayers, the Doctor would not tolerate that, especially with 13. She would not tolerate people hating on cosplayers that cosplay the 13th Doctor and people being critical of their costume. A lot of the characters that people get criticized for not being a lot of cosplayers that get criticized for not being canon accurate with the costumes, the characters would disapprove, to be honest. Yeah, people don't realize that, yeah, cosplay is expensive. Even if you thrift for your stuff, which I do a lot of my stuff on my costume pieces, it's expensive. It adds up. Like right now, I'm putting together Dustin Henderson cosplay. I'm revamping one of my Dustin Henderson cosplay from Stranger Things, and it's expensive to get new. I got a new wig. I got a new vest for him. I got a screen accurate patch that he wears on the show. I was able to find the patch he actually wears on the show, and different stuff, and I thrifted for most of that stuff, but it adds up, and I don't get why people don't get that. Yeah, not everybody can afford, unless you're going to be willing to pay for the screen accurate stuff. Just don't leave hate on people's stuff. They don't
Yeah.
have to look exactly like the character either. So
No.
there's only so much makeup can do, to be honest. I contour a lot for my guy cosplays, and I get that I don't look exactly like the character, but there's only so much contouring I can do with my masculine makeup that I do. Or with I've gotten comments about how much I look like Catherine Tate as Donna when I'm in Madonna cosplay, or when I'm in Rowena. I personally don't think I look like them, but apparently people think I look like them. So yeah. But it's like when people leave negative comments of, well, you don't look like the character. You know how much that makes me feel bad about cosplaying that character? It makes me not want to cosplay them for a while when people leave hate like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I second guess myself with my content when people leave hate. Luckily, I don't get a lot of hate on my content because I'm not a big TikToker like certain people. Like Katie has over 100K. And I don't know if she ever gets hate on her stuff. I'm sorry I keep on bringing up Katie, but she keeps on coming to mind for 13. So
yeah, she does. And Katie's been on here before. We spoke about autism and Fires of Doctor and everything like. So yeah, I completely understand. And not long ago, like I did I did a video like when we didn't know what the Doctor was. I did a little 10 Doctor little to put a spin on it. I said the only rumours, but I don't want to know, and it got a lot of reaction to it because like I feel like people got triggered by it because it was relating to rhyming what the Doctor says, and a person commented, you sound similar to the 10th Doctor, and I thought, wait, do I? And then you get people below that comment saying, no, he doesn't, no, he doesn't. And when I get comments like that, I just either block them or just ignore them because I don't want that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I sound like the 10th Doctor, but it's nice someone thinks I do.
Yeah, that's why I don't do like voice like any kind of cosplay with like original content, because I can't do acting for the life of me. So, and I wish I could, but I can't. So yeah, I'm envious of anybody that can do actual accents or get close to the character's voice, like do original content. That's just not the type of cosplayer I am to do actual voice stuff. I know plenty of cosplayers that do it. I just can't do it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And do you want to talk a bit about autism? Like you said that like you know a couple of people that are autistic and stuff. Should we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I have friends. I've had friends over the years that have had autism, and then I know a couple people I work with at my present job have autism. So yeah.
Okay. And I think the thing about well, I was diagnosed when I was 9 having autism and stuff, but for some people, not for everyone, that they do find it hard to get jobs and stuff, or like to be accepted because like they feel like maybe that it stops them from doing certain things, but sometimes it helps for them to do things.
Yeah. Definitely. I think like I said, I'm friends with a couple of people with autism, and I noticed that sometimes it's harder for them to connect and verbally get things out, and definitely for I've noticed, or I'm not saying all people with autism are this way, but I noticed some of them hyperfixate on certain things. I have a friend that did that with a lot of like his he would talk about WWE wrestling, like he would hyperfixate on it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it. That's me with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do actually find quite a lot of people who have autism do like Doctor Who, and it's not everyone, but like
Yeah,
some people do, some people don't. But I found quite a lot of people that do. That kind of made me want to do this series because I could speak about Doctor Who all day long, and just having
yeah,
people on here that don't have autism too kind of gives it a bit of I suppose diversity, mixing it out a little bit. Um,
yeah.
because
Like,
it's really cool.
yeah, I'm neurodivergent myself, so I have other things with. I'm not the best when it comes to multitasking, and it like I don't know how to explain it. Like I think that's the thing that people don't understand with neuro divergent people. Sometimes the best thing for us to do is to focus on something that we love and able to talk to and be able to communicate. I know that I focus on like Doctor Who, and then I love Supernatural and all these things. I have obsessive compulsive disorder as well, and I have to be careful. That's why I like a bunch of different things, because I've learned to cope with my OCD and how to manage it. That's why I like a lot of things. But when I was younger, it was kind of bad. I would hyperfixate on actually the Titanic of all things. I was big into
Wow.
the history of the Titanic and the movie and everything. For months, that's all I would talk about was Titanic. So
Yeah, I don't, that's interesting. Like about
yeah,
the Titanic.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm still familiar with the history of the Titanic. I love history too. I think that's the appeal of Doctor Who. It has history in there, and it opens the gateway to people learning about history, and they have the opportunity after the episode is historical based to go actually research and look up the real facts, watch documentaries, and read books. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It is something that it like I'm for one that doesn't. I'm not so I don't like reading books, that I can't concentrate while reading books. Um, like I will focus on something else, or I'll focus on what I'm doing later, or something else. So I don't really get, unless it's read to me. Well, not even that. If it's like audio read, like really, it's better than actually reading it myself.
audiobooks then, or are you able to listen to audiobooks, or is like yeah,
I've never tried, but I have people who have been on my podcast and stuff have said they've had their own books written, and I said, oh, that sounds pretty cool, and they sent it to me, and one person had a book, um uh, and I said, have you got an audio version? He said, yeah, and then he was like him speaking into it, so I read that, but I'm not a fan of reading. I can spell in it, I can spell in everything, but
yeah.
I'm not a fan of reading. That's
Yeah,
all.
I get it. Like read like my thing is it's I like to read, but it's like actually sitting down to read an actual physical book. Sometimes it's hard for me. So I listen to audiobooks. I think that's like it lets me do other things at the same time, or like listen to it when I'm riding on the bus. And I started to do that last year, and I find that I'm able to actually catch up with books I've been reading, because it's just harder for me to sit down. I think that's part of my with my neurodivergent stuff. It's harder for me just to sit down and focus on a page. It's harder for me to absorb the information. But with the audiobook, hearing it, I think that's the type of learner I am too. As the type of learner I am, to, as far as picking up information, is to hear it and maybe see it as well. I tend to remember stuff when I actually hear and read it at the same time, opposed to reading text, which I get it. Like sometimes reading, not everybody likes to read. I get that, and I get that. I get the appeal of not wanting to read, but yeah, I love to read. I listen to audiobooks. That opened up a whole another world as far as reading the Outlander books. I'm in the middle. I just finished the third book. Those books are long and thick. If I actually sat down and read the book, it would take me over a year, opposed to like 3 months of listening to an audiobook. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like I actually got a book. I think it was Doctor Who Lockdown book. It was, and it was like a Jodie Whittaker book, and like with the Funny Doctor, like a story after like jumping out the TARDIS. And I read the first page of her first chapter, then I couldn't read anymore. Like I wouldn't be as concentrated. It's like if the Doctor was there next to me, I would listen to it. I probably would, because it's the Doctor. But me myself, yeah, I just can't concentrate, and then I feel like I don't go on Netflix um and do something like that, which is easier when you're watching a film, I think.
Yeah, I get it. Like yeah, I totally get it. I have, like I said, I have a whole I love listening to audiobooks. It makes it more accessible to me. I still buy the physical books because that's just me. I like having actual physical books, but I will read the listen to the audiobooks. It's more accessible to me. But I get the thing of like wanting to actually have like a visual stimulant along with the audio stimulant of the storytelling. The storytelling of movies and TV shows are more appealing to you as a fan than books. So yeah, I'm a fan of movies and TV shows because of that. I watch more TV shows. I watch more movies over books because they have a bigger appeal to me. I rewatch a bunch of shows, so my thing is I'm rewatching Buffy the Vampire. I rewatch a lot of a lot of shows. When
Yeah,
there's a bunch of shows I want to watch newer shows, I'm just gonna rewatch Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the 500th time in my lifetime. So
yeah, like you get shows like that that you just rewatch, like Doctor Who's one. There's plenty of others, but you may watch the same episode. Like I always say, my favorite episode in Doctor Who is the Girl on the Fireplace because I really like that story. Um, with the in series 2. Um,
yeah,
so but like it's really good, and like I'll watch it. I like Rose. I'll probably watch Rose, like the first episode of New Who about 100 times.
yeah. My thing is, I know other people that like to jump and hop through episodes. I have to watch it through in order the whole series. Yeah. Sometimes I'll rewatch a certain episode if I know I'm going to be cosplaying audio from it, but I prefer to watch each episode in order. So,
Well, so when you do like a video or like to use the audio, would you watch that episode first before you did it?
sometimes it depends. I know when I did for Galley Day, when I did Runaway Bride, Donna, and I when I knew I did Fires of Pompeii, that look, I rewatched those episodes in particular. I went out of my order in my streaming, not my streaming, but rewatching the whole series. But yeah, I usually will try to rewatch the episode if I'm haven't watched it in a while, which I hadn't watched Fires of Pompeii or The Runaway Bride in a long time. So.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't either, but I still remember all the scenes in it. Like
Yeah,
I can remember quite a lot without watching it. Um, but yeah, I think I needed to rewatch it again um as
yeah,
well. Um, but I say that if I try to watch it again, like towards the end of the year or whenever that is confirmed that Donna's gonna be on.
yeah. I want to rewatch the whole series. I probably will get to that point eventually way before November 2023. Yeah, because I want to rewatch actually Matt Smith era. I haven't rewatched that one actually since I watched that originally watched it. So
Okay, yeah. Manchester had a good had a really good era. Um, the thing I liked about it, like one of his series, that it had like a break halfway through it, and then they went on for another year. So
yeah,
I'd like that to be done maybe again. I it's almost like it was like a series finale, like with the Angels in Manhattan, and then they went to the Snowman episode. It was that was almost like it was the end of series, but then they just went on.
yeah. I still think I like as far as like the Angels, Weeping Angels are still the villains that still freak me out the most. I will always, yeah, those episodes always give me the creeps to watch because we have statues all over the place, and when you see one and like, nope, don't blink, don't take your eyes off of it. I'm always apprehensive of being around statues now because of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I always used to say don't blink when I go past them and stuff. Like silence was so scary as well in Matt Smith's era. Oh, I'm petrified of them. The water on Mars creatures, the dolls.
Yeah.
There's so many different ones that are scary. Even the Ood. The Ood
Yeah.
when you saw the scenes where they changed, like from the human into the actual Ood.
Yeah. Yeah, that was freaky. That actually, when he
Yeah.
transformed into a new, that was pretty scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd like seeing some new ones, some new monsters, some old ones, maybe ones that have only featured once, like the silence and stuff.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't bring. They've not brought them back. They've only like appeared once or twice, right? The silence,
Yeah,
Maximus, Error. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and like they kind of were in the 13th Doctor, but in the cage bit. But I don't really count that really.
Yeah, like I never thought of that before. They haven't really been in a lot of episodes, but they're probably one of the more, probably one of the most rememberable villains for the Doctor. So
Yeah, yeah, it's like that was his whole kind of storyline really. Matt Smith, Silence All Fall. Um, Like you had David Tennant with Bad Wolf, a little bit of Ninth Doctor with Bad Wolf, but I don't think that story was fully explained. Um, like Bad Wolf and everything. Um, you you have all these different storylines, and they do get complicated.
yeah, like yeah, I still don't get the bad wolf thing. So,
Neither do I.
like
Yeah,
I get it, like Rose left a message to herself, and I'm like, yeah, more complicated. And then they brought it back for Donna, and then Bad Wolf Bay and everything. And like, yeah. So I wouldn't be the best to explain it to somebody that's just watching Doctor. I cannot explain that storyline.
yeah, yeah. You have to ask, or like if you see an actor from that series or something, you have to ask when you go to like a Comic-Con event. Like, tell me what happened. What's the whole point of Bad Wolf? And yeah, and they still bring it back for the 50th, don't they, with Rose? Like she's the
Yeah,
Bad Wolf.
yeah. I noticed that. Yeah, I remember that they brought that back with Rose, which was nice that they bought it Bad Wolf with the Eighth Doctor, the War Doctor. So
Yeah, yeah, that was a good storyline. Um, I,
yeah,
I
he
am
is technically, yeah, he is technically the Eighth Doctor or ninth. That whole order, I don't know why it was. Yeah, that whole order is out of wonk. They introduced the War Doctor, and then they introduced what is that doctor? The one with from Jodie's era.
Fugitive Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
don't
one,
know
and
where she is.
he's I don't know. The numbers are all messed up, but like if you want to think about it, 9 is 10, 10 is 11.
Yeah, yeah, because the 10th Doctor regenerates, doesn't he? Like before he's supposed to, in back to himself. That probably counts as a regeneration.
Yeah,
The
and then
the 11th Doctor with that he did a whole big regeneration before he actually regenerated.
yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Tennant did, like his doctor regenerated and forced his energy into that hand,
Yeah,
and that's why the Metacrisis Doctor happened. So
yeah, yeah, and then you did have a glimpse with the Peter Capaldi's Doctor, but it wasn't really. It's really short. In one of the episodes, but yeah, there's probably half a dozen more Doctors. I think that's why they do this new storyline, like the Timeless Child, where probably enters more into the multiverse of Doctor Who.
I
Probably,
did like, yeah, I did like how they wrote in why Peter Capaldi's doctor looked like the guy from Fires of Pompeii as a way to remember. So, and like
yeah,
that they went back and referenced to why why um, Peter Capaldi's doctor looked the way he did as a way to remember. So
yeah, yeah. That's a really interesting. Like that they did that. It is quite cool, and it would have been nice if they referenced that with like Amy Pond as well. Like because it would have been nice for her to reference her. So,
Karen was in that episode too. I forgot that
yeah.
she was in the episode. That's the thing with Doctor Who, that they tend to reuse actors, and like I've heard people complain about that oh, they are already in Doctor, and like they always reuse Doctor. They always reuse actors on Doctor Who. They just haven't played a different role. That's just, they've been doing that since like their classic Who.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because like with Martha Jones' character, she was actually in, I think, the Doomsday storyline as like a guy on the computer, and I didn't know that till later on. Really, I probably rewatching it that she did do that.
yeah, that was her cousin. They wrote that was her, that was Martha's cousin that
Yeah,
was in the episode.
yeah,
So
twins.
wasn't Wolford's actor in Doctor Who before, or wasn't in, I heard that he was in a movie, like a Doctor Who movie or something from like the 60s.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was in it in the past.
Yeah,
But I'm glad that he's come back as well. Like the whole Donna Noble family is gonna be. It's gonna be really nice to see them all back again.
me too. I'm
Yeah,
happy about that. I'm just happy that Dawn is getting more screen time. And hopefully they'll resolve that storyline where she actually, yeah, she got married. She actually, I remember, I like the fact that they introduced her as a bride and her wedding day went really wonky. And then the resolution towards that was her last appearance in Doctor Who was her getting married and actually having a wedding, getting married, and bringing that full circle. So,
yeah,
which I
yeah,
think her husband was Sean.
yeah. I think
So,
Sean Temple, his name is.
yeah,
Yeah, and he's supposed to be in the 60th too. Well, within those things, but oh look, I think it's all looking forward to now. Like Doctor Who, is it? It's all exciting times.
yeah. I just hope they figure out a clever way to like write that storyline where she has her memory back and
Yeah,
not have it forgotten.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Um, Before we go, I'll like finish off Angie because it's been nice speaking about like Doctor Who, about autism too.
yeah, you
Um,
too.
is there like a quote that you relate to in Doctor Who at all?
Um, I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank. I know so many quotes, but
Or a moment, or a moment in Doctor Who?
for a moment, yeah. Honestly, I think I know everybody talks about this moment, but the it's not even a Donna moment. The moment that comes to mind with Donna is "You just want to mate." That's like my absolute favorite comic moment from the series. I just want to mate. You what? You just want to mate. You're not mating with me, sunshine.
Yeah, that was funny.
That is my favorite Donna quote, but my favorite moment from Doctor Who is probably from Matt Smith's era with Vincent van Gogh, with the scene from the museum with him seeing all his paintings. I don't know, that scene. It's so cliche because I know other fans love that scene and talk about that scene, but that scene means so much to me that it just gets to me every time I watch it. And it's guaranteed to make me cry every time I watch it because um, someone that struggles with mental health issues and depression, that I don't know, it showed Vincent that his work meant something. He was able to see that his art had an impact, and even though when he returned to his own time, still the same outcome of him passing away. But yeah, it just means so much to me as an artist and as somebody that that suffers from mental illness, that someone can thrive and be successful and have their art seen generations later, and his artistic expression has impact, and one person can make a difference in everybody's lives.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I completely agree, and like I agree with you because that was one of my favorite scenes as well, and like quotes like and they're saying like life can be a good thing and bad things, which is okay, and so many relatable. Well, thanks for that, Angie. It's been great. It's
Nope,
been great speaking to you.
me too. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry about the delays with meeting up. It's just something always came up on my end or your end, and
Yeah.
life just got in the way.
Yeah, if stuff happens, but at least we did it. We did it at last, Angie, didn't we? And we've done it.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm sorry if I'm not the most articulate person. I was trying to be as articulate as possible. It's just, yeah, I'm an introvert, so I tend to stay by myself. So even though
Yeah.
I work in retail. So
Okay.
yeah, but I was talking about Doctor Who for sure.
Yeah.
I love the Whovian. I find that Doctor Who, the Whovian community, at least the ones I'm a part of, are very supportive of each other. And yeah, TARDIS crew, crew, all those little groups that I belong to, they're very supportive, and I love them all as individuals. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I agree that there's so many good people out there, and like it's good when you have a conversation with someone else about Doctor Who, because there's not going to be any hate about it. You respect people's opinions and stuff.
It's your peer group that they're gonna understand your love for Doctor Who. And they're gonna be there. A lot of them are also cosplayers, so they're gonna get it too. The struggles of being a cosplayer and then having personal life and other conflicts going along. And they're very supportive about talking about Doctor Who or even personal stuff. They get it, and I love the Doctor Who community. The people that the good part I've been interacting with. I've heard other parts of the community is not too bad, but there's always going to be toxic within any community.
Always, that's always going to happen, unfortunately. But the more
Yeah.
people like us talk about this kind of thing, and like it's okay to like open up about not the like the good and bad things. Like hopefully people will reach out and understand that it's not always going to be great. You're going to have these bad times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Angie. It's been awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it talking to you. So I'll see you later.
See you later. Bye bye.
Okay.